Hey everyone, my name is Candice, and so I'm going to be going over some of the books that I got from my library bookstore. If you didn't know, most libraries have a bookstore if it's not a Chicago public library. Like most suburb libraries have bookstores, and sometimes they're like $1 for paperbacks or cheaper, and then usually $1 or $2 for hardcovers. Each library is different. This one is pretty great. I got it from the one up the street from my house, which is super cheap for their books, and the kids' books are free. And then the other library I got them from, the kids' books are 25¢, and the adult books are, I believe, 50¢. And then the movies are like, or DVDs are like $1, I believe. So I'm gonna walk you through what I got. This was all under $10. First book I got is this Pete the Cat, Too Cool for School. Now, I have read this before to my oldest son, and he really liked this book, so I was happy to find that. I found a Scholastic Children's Dictionary, and it's in pretty good condition. Like, I look at condition whenever I get books, because you should care. If you're going to be using it, oh my gosh. I remember growing up before we had so much technology, and I would have to look for words from the dictionary for my homework and things like that. And so I'm one of those people who know a lot of words simply because I spend a lot of time with the dictionary, even in school. But I love this, and I have another one too, but this is a children's one. So that's why I got it, because it has so many pictures. Like, look at that. So it wasn't so boring, you know, of course. And then the print is pretty big. So that's helpful. I do want to get into the habit of teaching my sons to learn one word and a definition a day. I'm slowly going to start implementing that because I think it's super helpful in learning more words. I just realized I got 2 of these. I have one of these already, but it's okay. Spaceships and rockets. He's been interested in that more. So I got this. I might give one away. Since I got 2, I just cleaned out my closet and gave away more books, which I'll show you at the end. It's a shocker because I struggle so much with that, but I had the energy today, so I saw that this morning. Then I got this First Human Body Encyclopedia. I have a regular encyclopedia, but this one was cool because it's about the human body, and it has so many beautiful pictures to teach about the body and different parts. So I'm going to start going over this with my oldest son and my youngest son, especially since there's so many pictures. Then I got the SpongeBob Man Sponge Saves the Day. We've been so into SpongeBob, and SpongeBob was my childhood. I am still like having a good time watching SpongeBob, and I didn't know when I was younger that they had books. This one's a little damaged, but I did not care. Like, the inside part is really good. So got that. My oldest son, we got into the series According to Humphrey. I forgot the first one we read. I think it was Summer, According to Humphrey. So we get all of them. I think I have about 4 or 5 of them so far. And this one I was so excited because it's in great condition. And it's called Trouble, According to Humphrey. It's about the hamster, and it's basically from his perspective, but it's really interesting. And the fact that it got my son engaged is what made me want it. Now, I got this book out of nostalgia purposes, and I think my son will like it too. This is The Mouse and the Motorcycle. Very good condition. We had to read this when I was in school. Oh, it's cool. It's like holographic. That's dope. I didn't even notice that at first. Yeah, so, oh, it's a holographic on both sides. Pretty cool. Has a whole bunch of motorcycles. But yeah, this was a book that we had to read when I was in school, and so I got that because I want my son to start branching into more chapter books, and even if it's a chapter a day. This is Clifford the Firehouse Dog. My youngest son started to get into Clifford, so I got this to read to him. And I got another Clifford as well. This one is Clifford Keeps Cool. So that's cool. Then I got The Giving Tree. If you've never read this book, it's like a good lesson throughout this book of like giving, and I think also boundaries, knowing when to not give too much. So I'm going to read that to my kids. Then I got The Close Shave. This is a Thomas the Train book. It's super simple. So this will be for my youngest son. But my oldest son was so into trains for the longest. Like, he still kind of is, but we have the tracks and everything, and he builds them and stuff, but we don't watch the show as much anymore. I mostly got that from my youngest. Then I got this, Why Children Matter. I mostly got it because I realized it was like, I think I read the back or something. It was some reason I thought this was interesting. And there's some random piece of paper in here. I wonder what it is. Oh, a letter. Okay, I'm gonna throw that away. It says, if you ever doubt yourself or wonder if it is worth the headache, read this little book. If you ever worry that your family will not weather life's storms or fear losing your children to prevailing culture, read it again. Why Children Matter offers biblical wisdom and common sense advice on how to hold a family together and raise children with character. That's why I got it, because it has biblical principles of how to raise your children, and it was talking about like the overwhelm of life and stuff like that, and our world, which is very digital. I also got this book, Writing Part-Time for Fun and Money, because I am a writer. Not the best quality first few pages, but the other pages are in very good condition. And so I was just curious to see what this book had to share, because I am an author of many books so far as well, and I intend to make many more. The next book I got is Ranger in Time. Again, I want my son to read more chapter books. This is Rescue on the Oregon Trail. It's about a dog. So when you're teaching your kids like reading and stuff like that, even if they go to school, it's good for them to have like a variety of different type of books, so they kind of get a world view. Now, this is a spin-off series from Humphrey, according to Humphrey Books. This is Og the Frog. So, Life According to Og. And so I got it because I thought that would be cool, because I'm sure they reference Humphrey in this book, but it's funny. He ends up being the neighbor to Humphrey in the classroom, I believe. This I got. I low-key want to watch this movie again. This was such a good movie because of the twist. I remember when I first saw Gone Girl, I had a friend and he told me, this is a big book too. I had a friend and he told me, you need to go watch this movie. You're really going to like it. And I watched it and I'm like, okay, the whole time I'm watching the movie, I'm like, why is it that he's thinking I'm going to love this movie so much? And then the twist happened and I was like, oh my gosh, this was so well written. And it made me have to go back to everything I saw prior to the twist and rethink how I was viewing it, because it was like, I don't want to give it away if you've never seen it, but this movie was such a good movie. I low-key want to watch it today if I could find it. That was good. Then I got this book for me called The Sweetest Remedy. It sounded pretty interesting. It's about a Nigerian entrepreneur, and so I mostly got it because even with, like I said, with the kids, you know, giving them a different worldview, it's interesting when you read about different culture, because you realize there's different upbringing in different culture, and that affects the way that they live and things like that. So it's fascinating. My mom does that too, which is fascinating. This is a Danny and the Dinosaur book. This one, they love these books. This one is When He Goes to Camp. Then I got this one called Bones and the Roller Coaster Mystery, because I love mysteries, and my son actually likes them a lot too, my oldest. So I got that for him. Oh, they had a few for that series. I forgot. They have Bones and the Math Test Mystery. They have Bones and the Birthday Mystery. Again, I've never heard of this series, but they were giving these away for free in my library. Bones and the Clown Mix-Up Mystery, and Bones and the Cupcake Mystery. And so usually libraries do that at some point, especially like when, like around a new year or something, because they're trying to get new inventory in. They have to get rid of old, and it can be good quality, good books. It's just they have to make room for the new authors. And I also got a few movies. So I got The Chronicles of Narnia. This is like the old cover or something, because it did not used to look like that, but I remember this picture. And I got this because I wasn't saved when I first saw this movie, so I didn't watch it through the mindset of like Christian values and what it might be saying in that message. So I wanted to watch it again with that mindset and see like what it was really about. Then I got this movie. I watched this as a kid. It was a really good movie because it was something that happened and they kept switching perspectives. So instead of you just seeing, okay, something happens to this guy from his perspective, you saw his perspective, then it rewinds it and it's her perspective, then you rewinds it. And it's like you see all these different clues. Again, I like mystery. You see all these different clues from different people's perspective and it helps you see the end result even more. It was so cool. Then I got this movie, Vin Diesel, The Pacifier, because it was funny, and I think it will be cute for my kids to see. And then I got Coach Carter, because when I was growing up, this was a very impactful movie, and I could relate to like the struggles some of the teens were going through. Like Ashanti did her thing in this movie, and so many other actors. They did so well. Of course, Samuel L. did. But this movie was very impactful, even the lessons, and even though he's a coach in the movie, he was like a father figure in a way to some of the basketball team, the boys on the basketball team, and how he treated them and, you know, encouraged them and even gave them lessons. So yeah, that's why I got this one. I be building my library of books and movies because I remember what impacted me and I like to have them, and to also show my kids at different ages for them to kind of see different perspectives of life, even if they don't meet people who've gone through it, and even if they don't end up doing those things themselves, they kind of see the results of it. Like when I used to watch Teen Mom, that's one of the reasons I watched it, was because I wanted to see the perspective of what that was like for people who had to have babies so early and had to go through those struggles. So that was a rant. But anyway, let me show you some of the books I'm going to give away. Alright, so these are the books that I'm giving away. Let me give you another view, because it's a lot more than it looks like right now. Alright, so these are all the books I'm giving away. I got some older books like By the Shores, Silver Lake. These are like old Little House on the Prairie type books. My tongue is tied. Then I got 360 Days of Wonder. Let me raise it up again so it's easier for you to see them. I'm giving this away. Originally, I had made another video when I was going through cleaning my closet and stuff. I was going to keep these series of books, what is the series called? The Inn at the Mongolia, The Inn at Mongolia Harbor. But I decided I'm most likely not going to read these. I think what I wanted this for was more so because the beauty of the cover is crazy. But as I looked at the, reading the backs and stuff, I'm like, I'm not really going to read this. So I'm going to give it to somebody who will. History, Lost and Found. This looks like a mystery, but again, I think I was more in love with the cover than I really was the book. The Art of Deception. Again, I think it was a mystery book. Then I have this, The Book of Promises. I don't need it. I have many other ones. This is from a church I went to a long time ago. This is a book called Managing God's Money. I'm going to give away a Bible because I have several. This is an NIV version, so hopefully somebody can enjoy that and use it. I'm giving this Short Stories 2001 best-selling short stories book, best-selling American poetry book away. Then I have 4 books in the Karen Kingsbury Above the Line series, so I'm giving those away. Again, I think I mostly thought it was a Christian book series, so I was like, oh, this would be so nice. But now I'm like, I'm not going to read it though, so just give it away. Then I got Joyce Meyer's Power Thoughts. It's not in the best condition, like not that it's bad on paper or anything. It's just that they've become very brown or yellowish over time. This is Virus of the Mind, which I kind of knew what it was about, which was interesting. It kind of goes over the infection of like how we're so technology based and consumerist and stuff. I'm giving this one away. Rugrats Space Invaders. We already read it and it was okay. I feel like that book could have been better. Then I'm giving away this series by Beverly Lewis, The Parting. Hold on, what is the series name? The Courtship of Nellie Fisher. So I'm giving these 3 books away in that series. I'm giving this book away, Jesus, I Love You. I have a lot of Christian books, so I'm giving away some that I'm like, oh, somebody else can enjoy this. This isn't bad quality, but again, the inside is good, the back and the side is not the best. I'm giving away this one, the Bible storybook, only because, and there's one page that's messed up, but this is like the Bible app. If you've ever used the Bible app for kids, I love it actually. A part of me wants to keep it, but it's like, actually, you know what? I am going to keep this one. As I think about it, sometimes my kids grow into books. So right now they're not really interested in that one, and we have a lot, but they may be eventually. This one I'm giving away just because it just has short stories of all the things, and somebody else can enjoy this. I have many other books very similar, and I'm giving this one away. His Grace is Enough. And it's just going over different things that can happen in your life and how God's grace is enough, which is cute. But I don't think I need this one. I read it and enjoyed it with my kids already, so it's time to give it away. It's not always easy for me, but it's time for a refresh, and I'm going to clean those books from the library, put them in my library book area, and then give these away today to probably the Salvation Army because they're the closest to me. I usually like giving it to Savers because I think they're sometimes a little cheaper with their prices. Sometimes. But I'm going to give it to Salvation Army because they're closer. Alright. Hope you like this video. Bye. They call her Candy Cane. And that is her name. They call her Candy Cane. And that is her name.